Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Kryptonian saying here, bringing you guys a review for One Piece chapter 904. And you know, Oda got me so excited with the last chapter. This one, I'm not gonna say I wasn't not excited because Betty's so fucking awesome, but I just gotta be real with you. I'm not as excited as I was with the last chapter. And don't get me wrong, I understand. You know, Oda definitely does some of his best work when it comes to the bounty reveals, when it comes to, you know, just hype and enjoyment. Maybe that's just my opinion. You know, those are some of my favorite chapters. But, you know, I got to say for this one, I'm not as excited, but I got to keep it real, though. When you get 2 pages into the chapter and you got Sabo and Dragon just sitting there casually saying like, yo, you know, it's time for us to show up our plan, Sabo. What do you think we ought to do? Sabo's looking over at Dragon, got that smug look on his face. He's saying, hey, it's time for us to declare war, right? I'm like, declare war. And then I scroll down just a little bit more. My eyes scroll down just a little bit more. And I'm like, holy crap, dude. They're really going to do it. They're going straight for the celestial dragon. They're going straight for it. And it looks like Dragon's going to try and make a scene. It really looks like he's going to try and make a scene and do it at the Reverie. Oh, that takes balls. I guess he's looking like I can't be showed up like by my son. Like my son raised impelled down. That's pretty badass. But you know, I'm a revolutionary leader. You know, I've done a bunch of crazy shit. And he's like, oh snap, my son. Oh wow, you guys didn't tell me that before he did that. You know, he had one of his crewmen shoot down the world government flag. Well, that's all right. I've done a bunch of legendary shit. You know, Dragon coming off like, you know how you get like the daddy, and the daddy always beats you at basketball. I can talk for me. Like, my dad wasn't around for me. My dad was a piece of shit. But, you know, for me, I mean, my dad was a big piece of shit. Motherfucker chose drugs over raising me. But, like, for me, you know, my uncle kind of stepped in, and at times he would fill that role. And, like, every single time this dude would be playing basketball, right? You know, could never beat him. I would always try, could never beat him. But as I got older and as I started lifting those weights, and, you know, as I started kind of getting some testosterone in my body, you know, I started noticing he started fouling a lot. That's what Dragon is right now. He's like, yo, wait a second, my son, okay, hey. My dude, he pulled something big with Marineford. Then he had the balls to go back and leave a message for everybody. Okay, I see what you're doing, Luffy. Now it's just like my son just challenged one of the 4 emperors, and they're calling him the 5th emperor of the sea. Dragon's like, it's time for us to get serious now. I like this. Obviously, you know, that wasn't the motivation, but I just like the dynamic between father and son that Oda kind of has going on there. It's like Luffy does something epic, and now Dragon's like, yo, hold my beer for a second. So I thought that was pretty cool, and I hate the fact that Oda just teased us, where you got Sabo getting ready to commence the meeting, and he just teases us like, yeah, you know, this is going to be that moment. We're going to plan out the war against the dragons, and it never goes any further. But I did think it was pretty cool that, you know, you get that moment, and then all of a sudden you see Captain Peachbeard, and he's just being a straight savage, man. He's attacking this poor country, going through the village and everything, just slaughtering people, you know, doing some real savage stuff, right? Like, he even backhands this really beautifully drawn snack on the screen. He just backhands her, and he says, you go find that treasure. You go find the treasure for me. And that's when all of a sudden Betty shows up. And, you know, and Betty, you know, just that moment right there where she catches the girl from falling, and you get this moment where Morley pops up out the ground, and then you see the rest of the revolutionaries start to show up one by one, and you find out it's the revolutionary captains, and then you find out that Betty has the pump fruit. And I was wondering how the hell she was able to motivate everybody like that. But can we not just take a moment for a second to appreciate this beautifully drawn double page spread that Oda has, where he has the 4 revolutionary captains on the top row, and then he's got the citizens, he's got the reaction of the pirates in the middle, and then he's got Karasu on the side. I love that moment right there. I love that moment because this is one of those times where every single panel tells a fucking story. Like Oda low-key got some of the best double page spreads I've seen. And I've read a lot of manga. You know, you got like some people, they watch a bunch of anime. I don't watch a bunch of anime. I read a lot of manga though. Like Oda puts in work when he goes to these spreads. He puts in work, especially on moments like this, man. This was really freaking awesome. I like that panel that he does where he has Betty, and she's giving the speech, and she's right in the middle of the whole page. And like her flag post that's on her banner is actually going towards the actual panel. It breaks the actual panel, and she's giving this speech, and it really reminds me of the speech that Auron had from Final Fantasy X, where he was talking about fate and everything. This was so awesome because she says, what's the call, you trashmongers? Will you die or will you fight? Is being the hero someone else's job? It could be yours. Choose your own fate. And that's when all of a sudden everybody just gets so pumped up, and they're picking up the sticks, they're picking up everything around them, and they're ready to fight back. And you just see the assault come. You see the assault come out of nowhere, and they're just bashing in these pirates and everything. They're taking everybody down one by one, and you get this really badass moment where, you know, Betty is giving back the Vivre card, and she tells the people of that town, like, look, this is how you're going to contact us. I believe it was a Vivre card, but she says, this is how you're going to contact us. Don't matter where we're at. We're never too far away. Where the weak cannot stand up for themselves, we will always be at your beck and call. We'll always fight for those who can't fight for themselves. I love that right there. I love that because it just shows you, like, Dragon is onto some other shit. And I like how you get this moment where, like, Betty's even saying, like, yo, we're going to pick a fight with the Celestial Dragons. I can't wait. That's going to be really awesome. It's just like, yo, Dragon got some knuckleheads. And I love it, man. I absolutely love it. So, you know, my chapter question to you guys is legit. So if you take this scene out, what was the most inspirational speech that you saw in One Piece up to this point? I would say the speech before this would probably be, I'm gonna go back to Drum Island. I'm gonna say Dr. Hero. I'm gonna say his speech. I think that his is good, and I would also say that Blackbeard's speech, which in hindsight is pretty damn funny given the fact that I call Blackbeard a snaggletooth fodder looking motherfucker. So I gotta give it to Hero Look though. I think that he had the best speech. So which speech was the best before this? Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching until the end. Have an awesome day, guys.